If you need any more proof that Eddie Hall is from another planet, this should convince you. Eddie had his strength tested in a lab at Loughborough University. The results are incredible. The purpose of the test was to measure how Eddie's muscles and tendons respond under pressure. They then took that data and compared it to your average lifter and non-lifter. The initial 2 studies done were firstly an ultrasound on his quads, and secondly a muscle anatomy scan. The goal here was to accurately compare the size and quality of his muscles to their case study, who by the way was a world-class powerlifter that weighed in heavier than Eddie. The findings of the scan firstly showed that Eddie had way more muscle mass and far less fat than a powerlifter. They then moved on to the fun stuff and tested out how much force Eddie can truly produce. It was a mid-thigh pull using force plates underneath him to track how much pressure he's generating. Eddie ended up pulling 7,483 newtons, which when converted into kilos comes to 750 kilograms. I'm just surprised he didn't rip it out of the floor. They then tested electrical activity coming from Eddie's thighs when producing maximal force in a leg extension. Eddie was able to produce 112 kilos of force with a single leg. When Eddie's final results came back, the scans showed that his level of muscularity is extremely unusual even when compared to elite strength athletes. But even more interesting, he showed exceptionally high muscular development in muscles they weren't expecting, like the 3 gyrate muscles that stabilize the thighs and pelvis, which were 140% larger when compared to an untrained control population, which could explain his crazy deadlift and squat strength. Look, we all know Eddie Hall was a genetic anomaly, but it's cool to see it confirmed by professionals.